Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers. Happy New Year. How did we get to January 2023? I have no idea, but here we are, and we're all hoping for a successful, light-filled, peaceful and wonderful new year, and I hope that we will have you by our side and you will be by your side. I will be by your side. We will be by your side. And today, of course, is the 3rd of January, which is slightly late for the unboxing of our subscription boxes for January, but anticipation sometimes helps with the excitement, and so you can look forward to a fantastic subscription unveiling for the first month of the new year. And of course, we have got the Tawny Owl, our Toadstool fairy, and our surprise box is themed Cozy Nights In. Just what we need at this time of the year. We definitely need Cozy Nights In. And I am not going to check in who is here today because I'm actually pre-recording this for the 3rd of January, so that I'm going to be in the office, in the headquarters, leading all the amazing sale that is coming up as of the 3rd of January. So if you're watching this on the 3rd of January, check in on our website. There are some fantastic discounts to be had, and that's all because we are moving. Yes, we're moving to bigger premises, and it's a great opportunity to check out the old and start with the new, not just because of the new premises, but because it's a new year, new beginnings. So hopefully you can help us carry less to the new unit. That would be amazing. We're not moving very far. We're only literally a few yards to one side, but it still means that somebody needs to go back and forth less often. So thank you for that. Right, let's start. What shall we start with? Let's start with the fairy box. She's you're gonna laugh at me. She's definitely one of my favorites. I'm really in love with her. She's quite different, I think. It's a different style. It's a little bit more serious, maybe not as playful as I normally do it, but I do love her a lot. Yeah, what can I say about her? Let's have a look at her under the overview camera. So she's standing on her own 2 feet, and yes, it's actually the felting mats that come in the fairy box. So you will be doing all the felting that needs to be done on top of the felting mats beforehand, namely the toadstools, and obviously the fairy herself. What's special about her too is that I've actually put glue-in eyes in this box for change, and you will be ever so slightly shaping the head as well, so that you'll be adding a little nose into her face, and then she's just quite easy to make. I don't think it's a very complicated make. You will be getting a medium needle felting needle in your box, because you will need to do quite a bit of felting, and this is what you are getting in your box. I'm just going to open this up. It's usually very full on this occasion too, so we always have to sellotape it up. But let's have a look what it says on the little newsletter that comes with it. So this month's fairy box makes a dainty toadstool fairy positioned standing on mossy ground with a beautifully decorated dress and surrounded by mini toadstools. So you can make more than 2 mini toadstools. There's enough wool in there to do this, and our January sub-club savings, which give you 20% off, includes the felt sheets, the silk clay, the structural core, florist tape, and water-soluble paper. So save it for when you need to buy these at some point, and that of course is only available to our subscribers. There are the instructions, as always. I think our instructions have become a lot more wordy, like not wasted wordy, but just a lot more clear of how we are writing it all. And so I think we get very good feedback on our instructions, that they're very clear and comprehensive. So let's see what's inside. So you get inside plenty of wool, as always. So these wool mats that you get every time in your fairy box, these are actually the stand where she gets felted onto. You have, as always, a felting needle in there, which is hiding. There it is, felting needle, and then you get your glue-in eyes two 3mm glue-in eyes in there, and then you can just about see the long wire that you need to make the wire frame. You also get in there, this is our organic luxury core. Absolutely love this. This is definitely my second favorite to the lanolin rich. In fact, I probably even prefer it a little bit more because it's beautiful also to keep on the outside. It's very lush. And then you get also these lovely curls. Now the curls are not just for her hair, but you get also curls to decorate the mossy ground and even to go up her little dress. There's plenty of curls there, so pick the nice ones for the hair that you want and then use the rest for the plant decorations. I love this mossy green. It's an Australian merino. It's a beautiful mix, and that comes in there for the mossy ground. You also get some poppy red. That's not difficult to guess what that's for. That's for her little cap and for the caps of the little toadstools as well. You get plenty of this cherry blossom mix, which you won't need very much at all because all you're doing is these little tiny flowers on her dress and on the ground. And then you get this brown black for her feet. Plenty of wool in there to do everything that you need to do to make this beautiful toadstool fairy. And remember, we always have a make along for the fairies. However, we do have to play a little bit catch up because we haven't done the December fairy live yet. So I'm just going to show you this quickly. This is what's coming up. So the 10th of January, which is the next Tuesday, is the Blossom Fairy make along, which was our December makers box, fairy box. Then on Tuesday the 17th of January we'll make the Toadstool Fairy together, and then on the 24th of January it's the Cosy Cottage. I'm really looking forward to that Cosy Cottage, and you can tell that Alicia is American because she did this little leaf little thumbnail, and we of course spell cozy with an S. Anyway, when I say we, the English language, not the American English. And I'm going to put this away now. Cozy with an S or with a Z, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. We will all be nice and cozy together when we're making it. Now I've got a problem because I haven't got my rubber band. I've got to put this back and hope for the best it won't pop open. And oh no, it will. It will. It's too full. Okay, I'm going to think about this for a minute. Not to worry, it's just going to stay here for now. And I'm just going to put the fairy there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the surprise box. Now I can't share this with you, as you know, but I will take a video as soon as I've finished with this to post it straight onto the group, which is the surprise box spoiler group. So you can you're very welcome to join this. All our surprise boxes always come in a box like this. They have some lush fibers in there, and I will just have a peek and tell you. So it is themed cozy nights. There is actually one of our main newsletters in there, which I haven't shown you, but I'll show you when I unpack the Tawny Owl. Cozy nights on a cold winter's evening. And when I look at the box, the way it's packed up, it does remind me a bit of a patchwork blanket. I will give you that much. There are definitely warm colours in there. Warm colours that you expect to be warm with when you use them. There are some, is there any, oh yeah, there's definitely a new one in there. I like that one. That's really nice. Yes, anyway. So that's a new one. There's warm colours in there. So that's all I'm going to say. Maybe something that reminds us of a fire, maybe something that reminds us of blankets, maybe something that reminds us of landscapes, wintry landscapes maybe. Yeah, definitely warm colors. That's all I'm going to say. And maybe something that you fancy eating as well. It's all fibers this month, 6 different fibers. So nothing else, no accessories, just lush fibers in there. And I will, as I say, I will do a little sneak peek video to put onto our surprise box spoiler group as soon as I'm done here. I'll put this away again. Sorry, guys. It's just Teasing, teasing, teasing. Now let's get to the owl. This is our fourth owl. So we've done the barn owl, the snowy owl, the little owl, and now we're doing the tawny owl. I love tawny owls, and what I love about it is we actually have lots here in the Forest of Dean, and namely in the Wilderness Centre. And I hear them when you hear this twit twoo, it's them. But it's always two owls when you hear that. So the twit is one and the twoo is the other one, and it's a female and a male, as you can probably guess. So if you hear that anywhere, and the thing when you say twit twoo, that's always a tawny owl, and I absolutely love this one. So I wanted it to be really simple this month, but I find that really hard to do things simple when so many different techniques pop in my head. And I actually sat in the office and I said, oh, what can I do that's special about this owl? Always teaching you a new technique. And then I noticed that looking at lots of pictures, they have this fully rotatable, not rotatable, what's the word? They can literally turn their head full way round and back again. So I wanted to do that so that you had the choice to turn the head if you wanted to. I also noticed that they've got actually quite their legs. What's mostly visible are the toes, the talons. So it's a new technique of how to make the toes. And whilst you can't see that the head turns, it does actually turn. So I'm going to give you a demonstration now. The head turns entirely round there. And it doesn't fall off or anything like this. It's firmly fastened on, but it does turn. Whenever you have turned it, you might just have to adjust the little sort of feathery curtain that comes down from the head to make sure that it's all intact again. But it does turn, fully turn. And that is because there's a wire inside that runs all the way along. Another special thing about this owl is that you will be getting pre-felt in your subscription box to make the tail and the wings. So they are felted on, but it just gives it an extra bit of stability, and they're really easily made. So I've got a stick here, which I've just realized has really made my backdrop really dirty behind there. So you need to find your own stick to put the owl on. I suggest use anything sort of between a 3mm and bigger. This is too small, which is why the claws don't go around it quite as good. But I've left my stick that I normally have back in the workshop. So, and this one is fresh from the garden. It's actually wet and dirty. Brilliant. But maybe I can get I might just pin her on here for a minute. Just bear with me. Let's do that. Might be a bit heavy to pin the owl on here, but I will try. Just in case she can rest on here while I talk to you. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Whilst I open the box. Where's that needle? There. I might have to abandon this idea, but I will definitely. Nah, she's not gonna stabilize on there. Anyway, I'll just hold her for a minute. There you go. That's your tawny owl. And I will just show you the box now. Okay, so as usual, in the same box that the surprise box is packed up. And let's have a look on the overview scene. Okay, here we go. So this is actually the newsletter that I was referring to. On our newsletter that goes in every order, you usually get to find out what we're up to and what we're doing in that month. So this is January newsletter. This is the Cosy Cottage will be made live on our website on January the 3rd. And here on the back you can see all the things that you need and to make a candle, a needle felted candle, because Candlemas is coming up at the beginning of February, so you can make lots of candles if you want to, and it looks quite nice made up, and it's very solidly felted. So it's a technique to show you how to make a very solid shape as well. Right, so we have got the Tawny Owl. For this project, you will learn techniques that will teach you how to create a 360-degree rotating head. We have also made the toes fully posable and therefore allow you to have your owl sitting on a branch, for example, with its head positioned however you want it. And then we have got coming up in February the Frisian cow. There's the instructions, as always, with the templates here at the back. So you get lots of help in terms of sizing and the shape, and yeah, lots of step-by-step, bit by bit. For this project, you need to use, these are really big wires. They're 50 centimeters long, but you get 2 of these. You will have a little bit of a cutoff left over, but you will use most of this for the claws and the head. And then, of course, you have in here the pre-felt that you need for the feathers, and well, feathers on the wing, so the feathery wing and the tail. You also get 3 pipe cleaners in there, which you will need for the legs as well. And you get your 10mm glue-in eyes in black to make the owl's beautiful eyes. She's got a lovely face. It's a real treat to make this owl, even though I wanted her to be a lot simpler, but I got a little bit carried away. So I'm hoping that you will make a beautiful owl alongside it. And you get in here the main wool, which is the organic luxury core. You also get foxrust brown and dark chocolate. You get some extra fine merino tops, some white, and some milk chocolate in there as well. So everything to make the owl. The beak has a little bit of a trick as well. It's actually wool wrapped around a bit of pipe cleaner and then covered in glue to take away the fuzziness, and then it's inserted into the head. So it's rock solid and obviously posable, because you have to pose it and bend it into a little hook. Now I'm going to do something terrible here, but I do want to show you the construction of this owl, because I'm gonna give you the special tutorial of how to make the talons. I have needle felted these feet in, but not very much. So I'm going to take them out, because that way I can show you how the owl is constructed. And I know this looks terrible, but I can easily put it back together again. Okay, so this is the wire that gets bent back in on itself, that goes all the way through the owl. There we go, all the way through the owl. And if I pull at this end, you can see the wire coming out. I don't want to pull too much, but this is basically the wire that holds it all together. So you have to pull this quite hard and then bend it in, pull it harder than you think you do, to sort of go back in on itself. And if it's a slightly too long, you can shorten it, but it will sit inside the owl, and it gives that head and just enough of a tension to stay on there. And then these legs, they get pushed in there. You make the holes, and what you see is fluffy here is actually the wool that goes around the base of the claws to or toes I should say, to felt them in. So the body of the owl is really soft, the head is quite firm, and that is how the owl is constructed. And then you add the wings and the tail afterwards. So I hope that has given you a bit of an insight. Feels like I've terribly mutilated this owl now. I at least should put that leg in again, so that I've got an owl that can sit on 2 legs. Yeah, so let's get that roughly working again. I will fix this later, because obviously the legs are now just coming out, but on purpose didn't felt it down too much so that you can see. And tawny owls, they literally often sit just with these little talons sticking out, and the little toes here, that is the black wire, so that has been left. They're quite sharp, like in real life. And yeah, that's it, just so that you could see the deconstruction of the owl, just very quickly. And that's basically, that's all of the projects here. Just going to put the owl back again. I wonder if she can sit on here. No, she might just have to lean against it. let's just do that. But the one thing that I wanted to tell you about is that the Cosy Cottage make along, the kit itself contains everything to make the cottage and the cedar tree. It's on a little wooden disc, and the first 30 kits will get some fairy lights in there as well that you have to plug into a USB plug to light up. And the fairy lights are basically free for the first 30 people buying it. But I want to show you the cottage and the cedar tree, even though they're not positioned on the wood disc at the moment, just to give you a sense of size. But I will also, it's just too far for me to reach, so I'm going to grab it now. But do have a look at, have another look at the winter retreat flyer here, because we do now have got single rooms available to join us to make a horse. And the details are here. It's still the 20th to the 22nd of January, which is it's a Friday afternoon start and Sunday afternoon finish. And we would love for you to come to this event. It's in the Wilderness Center in the Forest of Dean, and which is a beautiful setting. So you will see lots of nature and wildlife, and you will hear lots of wildlife. You will probably even hear the Tawny Owls. Do get in touch if you are interested. And anyway, this is the cottage there, and this is the tree. Oh gosh, fallen down. This is the tree that sits next to the cottage, that way around, whichever way around, and then there's obviously wool that goes on that wooden disc to make a little forest floor or garden or whatever, and that is now will be available to purchase on the 3rd, which is January the 3rd, which is Tuesday, 2023. Right, that's all from me now. I hope that you will be by our side, as I said at the very beginning, throughout 23. Keep your ears open for, no, that's not what you say. Keep your eyes peeled. I think that's what you say. Sounds horrible. However do you peel your eyes? Keep your eyes and ears open. That's best for anything that's happening. And there are lots and lots of exciting things just around the corner. We're currently working on the design of a Percy the Park Keeper needle felting kit, but also another new variety of kit that will come out. And so yeah, definitely watch out for that. And there are other exciting licensed brands that are coming our way as well. Don't want to say too much yet because we haven't signed the dotted line, but it is all very exciting. Okay, take care everybody, lots of love, and here is to a really happy new year to all of you. Bye.